Hello everyone, welcome to Lighthouse Stamping with Lorraine. It is April 3rd, 2023, and Stamping Up is about ready to go into a color refresh, and so I wanted to go over the colors with you. And before I get started, let's take care of those housekeeping notes. A description of everything I used in the project I'm making today is listed below. You'll find a link to my online store so you can go purchase all the products that are going to be retiring. And there is a link to our Facebook group and my email address. And please remember to like, share, and subscribe to this YouTube channel to help me grow. Thank you very much. So out here, these are all of the colors that are going to be retiring and leaving us at the 1st of May. So we have So Saffron, Mint Macaron, Mango Melody, Merry Merlot, Rich Raspberry, Blushing Bride, Pear Pizzazz, Soft Suede. Did I get that right? Hang on. Sahara Sand, Pacific Point, and Bermuda Bay. This one and this one I'm really sorry to see go. I like this one too. I like them all, but I like a lot of the new colors. Now, I can't show you all the colors because my printer, and you'll see why in a minute, is not wanting to print in color today. As much as I wanted to, so I can only show you what I actually have. So these are the retiring colors. Now there is 7 returning colors that we've had in the past, and I have a couple of those. Oh, I should also tell you, also retiring, before I forget, the in colors: Evening Evergreen, Pale Papaya, Soft Succulent, and Polished Pink. They are also retiring. You notice there's one missing. There's 5 in colors. That's because Fresh Freesia is staying and going into the lineup. So, with that being said, those are the colors that are retiring. There is a lot of new colors. I'm going to show you the ones I have that I already have that are returning, but I will tell you the colors. The first one returning is Misty Moonlight. Yay for Misty Moonlight. A new color that's coming is Pecan Pie. Pecan Pie is it's a lighter shade of brown. It actually looks like a pecan. It's really quite beautiful. Other returning colors are Blueberry Bushel, Pretty Peacock. Then there's a new color called Lemon Lolly, which is a really, really soft yellow, which I think is going to be beautiful. Another returning one is Lost Lagoon. Of course, returning is Fresh Freesia. And there's a new pink called Bubble Bath. When I seen Blushing Bride was leaving, I was really quite sad. But then I looked at the Bubble Bath, and the Bubble Bath is absolutely beautiful. It's a really soft, true pink, and I really like it. Also returning is Lemon Lime Twist, which I don't have. I thought I did, but I don't. A new one's called Azure Afternoon. It's a really beautiful, bright blue. It's really pretty. It's dark. It's brighter and darker than Tahitian Tide. And Berry Burst is returning. And then we will have 5 new in colors: Copper Clay, Wild Wheat, Boho Blue, Moody Mauve, and Pebble Path. They're all very, I would say, natural colors, and I like them. So like I said, once I get them, demonstrators can start ordering on April 4th, tomorrow, and which I will be. And so once I get the new colors, you'll be able to see them. I'm sorry I don't have a printout. The last chance list has also been posted if I've written on mine. As you can see, my printer, this is supposed to be color, but my printer only insists on doing black and white today, and I don't know why. If you would like a copy of the last chance lists, send me an email and I will send you a link to those lists. Many products are up to 60% off. I mean, if you look at some of them, this is the list of all the ones that are on sale. And here is just goes on, and some of these pages are just full. These are almost all 60% here. So the sale starts tomorrow on the 4th for the last chance products. I know it's only till tomorrow, but I can tell you that some of the products that are not returning, they are already starting to sell out. And so keep that in mind. So if you want paper, blushing bride, you know, pear pizzazz, whatever it is you want to get that order in as soon as possible, but don't overlook the last chance list. So let me clean this all off and put everybody away real quick, and then we'll get on to our project. But I knew you would all like to see what the new colors. I was hoping my printer would be cooperating, but it's not. We're gonna have to leave out Blushing Bride and Macaron because we're using them today. And a couple more to go here. Yeah, let's not forget Polished Pink and Fresh Freesia. Okay, so we're gonna be playing with Share a Milkshake. I borrowed this stamp set from my friend because I don't have it, and it is a retiring set, so if you want this set, you may want to go for it as soon as possible. Trying to get the glare away from there is a really cute set, and we're gonna have some fun with that. We're also going to be using two other sets that are retiring. We're going to be using Forever Fern, and you're saying, how are we using Forever Fern with milkshakes? I'll show you in a few minutes. We're using the little dottage in this one. And we're going to be using Art Gallery. It's also retiring because I want the happy birthday. So this one, and this one, dies, stamps, all of it are retiring, just so you know. And now let's see what we're making. First, I have a simple little envelope with some hearts on it. And this is a cute little birthday card, and it's a faux stepper card. And on the back, it says, "Life is sweet with you." And it opens up like this and sits up. And I made myself a little malt shop with my favorite ice cream flavors. So I'm going to show you how to make this. And you notice it stands up very nicely. It doesn't slide. A lot of them slide this way. I'm going to show you how to put a stopper in here so that it stays upright when you display it. You don't have to. That's strictly optional, but I am going to show you how to do that. And show you how I built this cute little ice cream card. I think it's very adorable. So let's set him over here so I don't get some ink on him. So first what we're going to do is we're going to get all of the elements made that we need to make this card. Which means we are going to need some ice cream. So I have Blushing Bride and Mint Macaron. It's going to be my chocolate chip mint. Now I have, to help speed up this video, I have stamped and cut a few pieces out. And I'm going to show you those now. I have die cut the waffle cone. That looks like this here. And I'll show you how we fold it and how I'm going to decorate that in a few minutes. There's also this little lattice here. And I've die cut that out of basic gray. I'll show you that in a little bit. There's also some toppings here, dies, and I made mine into whipped cream because we need whipped cream. So I'll set those there. So like I said, I did do a few things to help speed things up. I stamped the little cherries out of course, cherry cobbler. What else would you do to stamp a cherry? Cherry cobbler. I die cut, this is the ice cream bowl and the spoon. I did not stamp them. There is a stamp for them, but this one I did not want to. And I don't know if you can see the detail in that spoon. It's quite nice. Anyhow, so I've already die cut those out, and that is out of Smoky Slate. Like I said, all the product and all the paper I use will be listed. And then I made just a simple little banner that says "Happy Birthday" and just fussy cut it and stamped it in blue, and that is the greeting from Art Gallery. Also, I needed a die cut for the back, and this die cut comes from the Layering Dies. Just an FYI, these are retiring as well as the circles. So this is from this layering stitch or rectangle stitch dies, and this one is 1, 2, 3, fourth one in from the outside, or the fifth one in from the center, whichever you want. And so I already die cut that for the back of our card. And that's all the pieces I have already done. So let's make our chocolate chip mint ice cream first. So we need our mint macaron. We'll do all the stamping, and then we will, and we need the early espresso. And this is the ice cream. Now there's 2 ice cream stamps in here. I'll show you the other one. The small one is here to go right in the ice cream bowl. I went for the overflow look, so I went with the large one. But you could go with the smaller one. And I'm going to stamp this with mint macaron, but I am going to stamp off because I don't want it overpowering. Whoa. You're not supposed to stamp early espresso when you're trying to do the mint macaron. Don't you love life? Like I said, I make mistakes like everybody else. So just one moment. Let me clean that off. We're going to be doing this cleaning a bit anyhow. All right, let's try this in. We'll stamp off with our mint macaron and stamp on there. It's very faint, but I wanted it faint. And I'm going to go ahead and clean this right now before I forget. And then we are going to go ahead and, this is the little dottage from Forever. You could use another stamp set that had dottage, but I like the size of this one. And I'm just going to sort of go over my ice cream. It doesn't matter if you stay inside the lines or not because you're going to cut it out. So that's my chocolate chip, mint chocolate chip. Next, I needed my strawberry. So we'll get rid of the mint. And close this up for just a second here, so I don't put my fingers in it like I already did. And we'll clean our dottage off again. I have my Stamp and Scrub off to the side here so I don't get it all over what I'm working on. So for the ice cream, I went with Blushing Bride. And the same thing, I stamped off and stamped on. So I wanted the detail in here that this leaves, but I didn't want it, like I said, in your face. And actually, we need 2 strawberry, because my ice cream cone has one too. And then I'm using Sweet Sorbet for my pieces of strawberry. What good's a strawberry ice cream if you don't have pieces of strawberry in your ice cream? So just turn it around and a little bit more right there. Oop, need some at the top. I know it looks sort of messy right now, but it all works. Now, oh, I should have left that out. I am going to have what I call is my peppermint ice cream, which looks just like the other one, only it's on white. And so I'm just going to stamp a little area here. So we're not using the ice cream one for this. We're just using the die cut. So that's for my peppermint. So let's see, mint, 2 strawberry. Oh, and I need my chocolate chip. So let me clean this off really quick. Grab my little rag here. And I need some early espresso. And we're going to do the same thing. This is my little chocolate chip ice cream. Now I know some of the chocolate, has, chocolate ice cream, and some has vanilla ice cream with it. So mine has vanilla. So that's what we have so far. So we need to die cut those. But now, before we do those die cuts, we need to do our milkshake. So let me get rid of this one here with all the brown on it real fast. Set those off to the side because we have a few more pieces. We need our milkshake. Now the milkshake comes in 2 pieces. There's a detailed and not detailed. And so we're going to do the detailed first. I found it with this one easier. We're going to use Sweet Sorbet. And this one is full strength. I'm going to put this right here. Like that. Now this one is the solid piece. And if you go full strength, it sort of wipes out a lot of that. So I want to stamp off. And I'm going to line it up. Try to keep my head out of the camera. And there is our strawberry milkshake cup. Okay, we also need a straw for our milkshake. And there's 2 stamps for that. There's a solid. Now I'm using the solid, and I'm having Daffodil Delight because my local milkshake shop uses yellow straws. So I'm going to stamp off and stamp on. And then I'm going to grab the detailed one that gives it the stripes. I'm going to turn this around so it's a little easier for me to see and line up. Yeah, that's good. So that's all the pieces I believe we need for the outside of the card. But while we're still stamping, let's do the envelope, which I decided to I debated between cherries and some hearts, and I went with the hearts. I had fun making this card. Didn't have so much fun when I lost one of the stamps. Thought one of the kittens may have gotten a hold of it last night. But it got hooked onto between 2 stamp pads and thrown back in my box. So watch out, those stamps, they can get away from you sometimes. So there's that. The other piece we need to stamp is the back of our card. And I don't know why I put the sweet sorbet away. So we're going to stamp those little hearts again right down here in the corner. And let me grab the Balmy Blue this time. Figured I should use some Balmy Blue ink because, you know, the card is Balmy Blue. The base of it is. And this says, "Life is sweeter with you," which I think is very cute, especially for a birthday card. And I'm putting that towards the top so I have room to write. Just like that. So a little die cutting, and I think we can start constructing this card. Get all those blocks out of my way. And like I said, I die cut quite a bit of it, but I did not die cut it all. So I wanted to show you how I made the different kinds of ice cream. You could go crazy with the ice cream and make anything you wanted. So cut a few pieces apart here so I can send multiple things through the cutter at one time. So first we'll do the ice cream shake. There's a nice big die for that. And then let's do an ice cream cone here. One of our ice creams, and here's the nice die for that. Since I don't have any detail on that, I don't really need to tape it down. I just need to make sure I leave it in the middle of where we're cutting. Yeah, this is a fun stamp set just to play with. So, get that back over there. And so there is our milkshake cup. And here is our first ice cream. Next we have our peppermint ice cream. So we'll throw him on there. And we have our milkshake. And there's a tiny little die for the milkshake. Line that up. And remember, don't put your plates too straight. I always do it. Then my machine becomes a little cranky. And there's some peppermint ice cream. And one yellow straw. Okay, and then we have 3 more ice creams to cut out. Now this time I will put a little mat on it. This one I wish they'd put 2 dies, but they didn't. It's because I'm trying to line it up where the stamping is. And it lines up really actually quite easy. strawberry. And 2 strawberries. So whoever you're making this for, if you know what their favorite kinds of ice cream are, you can make the ice cream into anything you want. Someone actually suggested I make blue bubblegum ice cream. And I said, but I've seen pink bubble ice cream. So you could do it anything you wanted. So there's that one. And we have one more to go. And that is our lovely, well, we don't want this one. I guess we could use that one, but I don't like it. Turn just right. There we go. Get our chocolate chip mint. Okay, and we have all of our ice cream made. Make sure I have, I'm just checking to make sure I have all the ice cream pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now to making this card. I'm going to grab my stamp, my Smoky score. Get rid of some scrap paper off my desk here. Okay, you're going to need 3 sheets. Now you need 3 sheets if you want to make the stopper. Okay, 2 sheets if you don't. So this is 8.5 by 5.5. This one's 3 by 8.5, and this one is 3 by 3. So the first one is we are going to score at 1 1/4. And you could do this on your trimmer if you wanted. 2.5 and 5.5. Oop. Okay. The next piece is the 3 by 8.5, and we are going to score that at 4 1/4. And finally is our stopper, so it doesn't go around. So you're going to be scoring the stopper at 1/2 inch, 1 1/2, and 2 1/2. And we are done with that. So we'll bring these back in and we'll start burnishing. And you're going to start, this is the larger piece here. This is going to be a mountain. The next one is a valley. And the next one is a mountain. And it's very important that you give these a good burnish. It helps hold this up because when you start putting the weight on it, and that's why I put the stopper in this one, is because the more weight I added on the front, it kept on doing this number, and I didn't want it to do that. And then finally, this is the little stopper piece. So you're going to fold the 2 ends in this way, and then you're going to fold this direction. So what you end up with is a little W. And this is what's going to help. It actually goes in like this, but this is what's going to help prevent the card from sliding open all the way. All right, now we got to do some decorating. So we have some DSP. Now I'm using this little blue with the little teeny flowers, and it's all sort of mottled blue. This is from Awash in Beauty, but you could use any paper you wanted to for your backdrop. I just thought this was rather pretty. And so we're going to start with this piece here, and you need 2 pieces that are 2 3/4 by 4. One is going this direction. You know, I hated cutting into this piece because I like the back of this so well. But, you know, I can't hoard all the paper. Got to use it. Now, flip this around and put the other piece on so it's facing you. So that way the paper's going the right direction. Now, if your paper's not directional, it won't make any difference. But if it is, you want to make sure that you notice where your paper is going, okay? So there's that piece. And we're looking at this. The card folds up this direction. So we're going to start at the front piece here. This piece is 5 1/4 by 1 inch. And then we have a piece to go here. Why do I have a feeling I forgot to cut a piece? Oh, no, I did. I didn't. Never mind. I'm thinking about my old design. I redesigned this card a couple times. And this one's going to go here. Okay. Now, this piece is going to go on here and hook here and go here. But I want a piece in this section here. So I know that this is my corner, and this is the 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. That's why I thought I cut a wrong piece. The first time I made it go clear across. And that was a waste of paper because you can't see it. And so that's why I made it shorter. So I don't want to waste paper and add more bulk if I don't need to. So just do 1/4 inch from each side. Like that. All right. So now we're going to put this in. The best way to do this, I want it to come right to the corner here of this paper, right there. So I know where my glue can go. Just make sure not to go too far over. I'm going to bring this in. And I'm going to line this up. Straight. Line that up so it's right at the bottom and right at the edge. And hold it down for just a second. Now this is quite a bulky card, and I did use dimensionals on it, and so it's gonna need extra postage if you make this card, unless you hand carry it to somebody. So I'm gonna flip this over, and this is gonna line up right there. So basically this whole section here is gonna get glued down. And that closes like that. Okay, so now we're ready to decorate. And I'm going to decorate this before I put the stopper in because I found it a little easier to not have that extra bulk in there when I was decorating. Plus, I could still lay it flat, which made it easier. So, first, we're going to go ahead and put the back on. And this is going right here across, so it looks like this. It's going right in this section here. I'm gluing that in. Like that. And then we're going to come over here and start working. So the first thing, I'm going to do a couple things. First, we're going to move this aside. And I'm going to grab my little silicone mat real quick. And this is our ice cream cone. We're going to start assembling these things now. So this is the ice cream cone, and I wanted to add a little color to this to make it stand out. I mean, you can see the folds when you're close. So I looked at Early Express. So Early Express was way too dark. So I'm going to use Crumb Cake. And you can use a blender, a dauber. I happen to have a little piece of sponge. You know, use what you have. And I'm just going to get a little bit on there, not much. And I'm just going around the outside just to give a little definition, especially where the outside is. I'm not worrying about the back. You're not going to see the back. Not in mine, anyhow. Just add a little definition in there so you can just see it a little bit better. And when it folds up, it'll be more noticeable. throw it back in its little Ziploc bag so he doesn't get ink all over my desk. So first thing we're going to do is fold this in, just gently. It's got a little fold line. And fold this one in. Now, I thought you could fold both ways. You can't. This is actually designed to fold this direction and this direction, just like that. Now I'm going to go ahead and glue mine together because I don't need it separate. Hold it for a second. Here we'll close. And I'm going to have my chocolate ice cream. I'm going to have a strawberry ice cream and my peppermint ice cream on this one. So we'll start here. And I'm going to bring my peppermint ice cream clear down into this cone here. So I'm putting glue clear across here. I'm going to bring it down so you can just see down, just right down to the cone there. Now you could put it different ways. You could use the smaller ice cream, but I liked it like this. And then I'm going to add my strawberry, so I'm going to put a little glue up here. Now these cones do have a little slit. You see the little slit right there? I'm just ignoring the slit. It is for putting the spoon or the straw in, and we'll use that in a little bit, but it's not that noticeable on the cones. And then we'll put the chocolate chip up here at the top. Now, personally, I could not go through a 3-scoop ice cream, but I know people who can. So there's our little ice cream stack. Alrighty, next we're going to build the sundae. So we need our dish, we'll need a cherry, our spoon, and we are using the mint ice cream in this, and I need some whipped cream. Now I use Shimmery White paper on mine, just so you know, but you don't have to, you can use just white. I use Shimmery White. There's a large, like blob of whipped cream and a small one. I'm using the small one on this one. And I'm just gonna put a little line of glue right across this here. Doesn't take much, just like that. Then I'm going to take my spoon. Make sure your spoon is going the right direction. And I'm going to slide it in to the little hole here. So it sticks out. And I'm going to just put a little dollop of glue right there, just to hold it in place, because I don't want it sliding on me. And then I'm going to add my whipped cream. Little whipped cream on top of my sundae, and another little dollop of glue for the cherry on top. So that's the sundae. Now the milkshake, we're going to, on this one, I'm actually going to put the straw in first. Slide the straw in, and I'm just going, you could use a glue dot if you want. I'm just going to put a dollop of glue right there, just a little dab, just a little dot, and then I'm going to put glue across here just like I did on the bowl. And this one has a much larger dollop of whipped cream on it. Oop, I want to make sure it's over the top of the milkshake there. And of course, we need a little cherry on top. So there's the little pieces made. Like I said, this will dry the silicone mat, and I'll just clean it off later. Now we bring this back in. We need to put this piece in. This is that lattice I did out of basic gray. And I'm going to set it across here just like this. I wanted something to break up where that ice cream was, and I thought this would look nice. And I'm just little, you could run it with double sticky tape if you wanted, but I just need a little bit to hold it in place. I don't need a ton. Just put a little dab here and there. Because we are going to put the milkshake over the top of it with dimensionals, and that will help hold the rest of it down really tight. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and put my ice cream in because I'm working towards the front. So what you want to do is your ice cream cone, you want to close this up like this, and you want to make sure how far down you need to stick. You want to make sure you don't extend your ice cream above the top here. So I need to go about right there. Let's see how much space I have. So I've got maybe a 1/4 inch from the inside there. So about like that. Put that in and hold it for just a second. You need to put enough glue because it is standing up above the card. Yep, that will work. I'm not above it. Okay. Next we'll put our sundae on right here. So I need to put dimensionals on. And I want to stay just below that line there. So roughly the bottom of there. And I'm going to go right over the spoon. That way I know the spoon is not going to move on me either. And I need one small dimensional. And while we're playing with the dimensionals, we're going to do the milkshake. I need a small one for that. Either cut a big one or use a small one in the foot of your glass. I'm going to put a couple across here. Every place I've joined other things to it, I'm making sure that I've got a dimensional over the top. And I'm going to use quite a few because I don't want my glass to collapse in the mail. So, okay. And we're going to position him right about there. Leaving this free. You could put a dimensional or something behind that if you wanted. I like it sticking out, looking like a real straw sticking out there. And then this one, we're going to step down lower. And finally, we need Happy Birthday. That I said I just stamped and fussy cut it out. You could use a die if you wanted. I just wanted mine real small. I'm going to put a mini dimensional on either end. And I'm going to put a little dollop of glue right in the center. I mean, just a little bit. Because it's going to be sitting right here. And this is also on shimmer paper, by the way. You use plain white. I use the shimmer white on the whipped cream and the saying here. Plain white would work. And then I did take a little Wink of Stella. Since I'm not using any bling, I wanted to add a little sparkle. So I'm putting a little bit of shine to my cherry on top of those two. So this is the card right now, as is. But if you want the stopper, because that's what happens with the weight on the front, even if it matches you fold, that's what's going to happen because I've put so much weight on the front. So what you want to do is we folded this into this little W shape, or a little like that. And what you want to do is between this one and the centerpiece here, so see which two I'm looking at, the two big panels, you're going to glue this one in like this, and you're about I would say maybe 1/8, no more than 1/4 inch. Right in the center. So try, doesn't have perfect, but close. Just like that. this type of stopper, any kind of card that you have that you want to stand up and you've put too much weight on it, this works on all kinds of cards. Just have to change the sizes. And then we're going to fold this back. So this goes right on top. And this is why you want to stay a 1/4 inch or 1/8 of an inch to 1/4 inch behind, because you don't want it sticking out the bottom of your card. Now this card does have a lot of bulk. I'm going to show you how much bulk this card has, plus the dimensionals. So just an FYI, but I love it. And once it dries, now your card stands up beautifully. And the person who gets the card can display it and be proud of it. So thank you for joining me today. I know this video was a little longer, a lot of little details on this one. And I wanted to go over the new colors. As soon as I do get the new colors, I will bring them to you and show you. I'm sorry my printer was not cooperating today. There is many other demonstrators on YouTube that are showing the new colors. So if you want to go out and check one of those, I would. Let's see, who do I know that's showing the colors? Tammy White has been showing the colors. I'm trying to think who else. I've seen several of the other demonstrators. Marcy Beckinsale, I think is her name. There's several. So if you go to YouTube and want to see, look for color, I think it's color reveal, and some are calling it color revitalization or whatever. But sorry, I couldn't show you the colors because my printer's not working. But with that being said, thank you for joining me. Please remember to like, share, subscribe to my video and help me grow in YouTube world. And I will see you on Wednesday. I have a special surprise for Wednesday. It's a special day around here. It's my birthday. So I decided I'm making myself a birthday card. And on Friday, I'm making me the box for the birthday present. So I will see you then and have a nice day. Bye-bye.